Hello and welcome to another episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I'm Dustin.
I'm Zombie, and this is It's Frickin' Figures. Welcome
Yeah,
back. Another Monday night.
indeed. Another Monday. Monday.
Where's the time go, right?
Yeah, I hear you. Dude.
So, if this is your first time tuning in, thank you for watching us. We have a humble little toy show. We like to talk toys here. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming
Buckle
back.
up.
Yeah. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a ride.
Yeah.
So it's Cinco de Mayo for anyone out there that celebrates independence of Mexico, and we had May the Fourth be with you yesterday,
Yep.
and some people celebrate Revenge of the Fifth. Some people
Yep.
say Revenge of the Sixth. So maybe we
Yep.
get 2 days. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm for 2 days, but again, for anyone that knows me, I celebrate Star Wars 365. So ain't no guff about that. Anyway.
Nope, nothing wrong with that at all. So, did you get to watch any of the premieres? I have not yet.
No, the stuff that popped on Friday or whatever day it was yesterday, Sunday. Yeah. Anyway,
Sunday.
no, I haven't watched it yet. I was waiting to watch with my kids, but things are always chaotic with children.
Yes, children are chaos, but
Yeah.
we love them anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. If you don't have children, you'll never know what that chaos is like until you do.
Right, and I mean, yeah. Well, I digress.
Wouldn't trade them for the world, though.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But yeah, anyway. Did you get anything in the box?
I did, and boy howdy, is it a doozy! But
I'll tell you
I've
right
got a lot
now,
of.
I did not.
Okay, I was gonna throw it to you if you got anything or opened anything or messed around with anything because
Uh,
I've got several pictures to share. I'm gonna do something a little bit different with mine today.
yeah, no, I didn't.
Nope.
Not a
Okay.
thing.
Before I get into that, this morning I found a new Mountain Dew flavor.
Yeah.
It's under
So
the Baja tag. So Baja
yeah.
Cabo Citrus. By the way, um, Pepsi Mountain Dew is not a sponsor of ours. We just
No.
happen to really love the stuff. So if you know somebody, hey, we live by this stuff. So
Yeah.
tell them to drop us a line. We'd love to have
Yeah,
them.
for sure.
So this one is kind of it's a citrusy type of
Yeah.
flavor. It's very light. I found kind of like tangerine and lime kind of flavor,
Okay.
which I thought was really great.
Oh,
I'm all about the orange soda Mountain Dew stuff. I'm
yeah.
a big fan of the live wire. Um, Really hard to find in my area for whatever reason. So when I see it, I grab it. So when I saw the orange box, I got excited for a second, and then and I'm like, oh hey, wait a minute, that's different. I'll give it a shot anyway. So that was my first little find from earlier this morning. Uh,
I just texted Humaira and I was like, hey, you told me about this the other day. You should pick it up because she mentioned it the other day. She's like, "Oh yeah, I saw this new thing," and I'm like, "Well, why didn't
I,
you bring it home?"
I think there's gonna be more flavors come out
Yeah,
this year. I
yeah.
saw that somewhere. There's like 3 or 4 of them. Um, some of them's probably exclusive to God knows
Yeah.
where, so I don't know. But I saw that and I'm like, ooh, I'm picking that
Mm-hmm.
up. So, but yeah, that was pretty good. I liked it. Glad I picked it up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
Do you think it's like a sub flavor of Baja or is it
oh yeah,
a
yeah,
Baja Blast?
absolutely. Because it's under the Baja and it still has
Yeah.
that lime. Get my finger straight. That
But do
lime
you but do you
flavor.
taste some Baja influencing within the. I'm getting cultural here. Do you taste the Baja on your tongue as well as the new flavor?
It makes my tongue tingly. I like it. Yes,
Tingly
it's
tongue.
good. Okay.
Tingly tongue, tingly tongue.
On to the toys, which I bring up Star Wars. So my first find.
Ooh, nice. Wait.
So you got Moff Gideon in the
Oh,
Dark
that's
Trooper
sick.
armor,
Yeah.
and he's got his zappy staff.
Yeah.
Zap, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. And this piece is completely removable. So if you don't want it like powered up or whatever,
Yeah.
you can totally pull the effects off of it or whatever. So I liked the look in the show, the design and everything. I said that would make a great toy. And while he looks, similar to as he did in the show or whatever, it's got just that very basic kind of cloth cape, which I think a cape with a jetpack is always a terrible idea. It's just don't do that.
Yeah.
But it's
Unless you
the
want to catch
design.
fire every single time.
Yeah, it's the design. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But looks wise, he looks great. But I could not get him to stand in a vanilla pose for shit.
Yeah.
The detents in his leg joints are done in such a way where it prevents him from standing straight up. So cue up my first picture here for my share screen, because I this is the thing that I'm going to do different here is I've actually got took pictures earlier today.
Nice.
So you're not just watching me, on screen kind of moving around and whatever. So, you get a better view here of what he looks like.
Yeah.
And you see I've got him kind of in that 1 foot forward kind of stance, because he won't stand straight up. It won't do it. I don't know if it's just my figure, if it's isolated to mine or whatever. But I mean, I'm gonna put him in a pose and put him on the shelf and call it a day.
Yeah. I hear you.
He does come with like a shorter, like retracted version of that staff. And then he's got that extended one there, and then he still has that little sidearm blaster, which is removable from the holster. You see right here on his side.
Yeah.
His little pew pew, he's got that, which is kind of a carryover from the first figure that we got of him. So here's let me make sure I hit the right button here. Kind of a side shot there.
Okay.
I tried to remove the jetpack to see if I could take the cape off, but then I noticed the stitching runs through the plastic on the shoulder. So that
weird.
Cape is not removable unless you cut it off.
Oh, okay.
So kind of a odd choice for them to do, but
it is Hasbro.
Yeah, it's Hasbro we're talking here. So here's a side by side of the original Moff Gideon with the new dark armor for his Mandalorian look.
It didn't change.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sometimes my computer lags a little bit.
Now is that helmet removable?
It is. It is.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So one thing I want to point out here first before moving on is the first figure got that hard plastic cape, which I almost kind of would have preferred them to do that for the new one too. Yeah. Just because that cape that they put on it just looks so cheap. It's just, there's no depth to it. It's just a straight cut cloth. And then you look at it next to that hard plastic one. It's like, okay, well, that plastic one looks a lot better than that soft.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But yes, that helmet is definitely removable, and in package, it's not on him. So here you can see, like, the new one looks so much more like the actor.
Yeah.
That first one reminds me of somebody, and I can't place it. But it's not the actor that it's supposed to be. And you don't realize how off it is until you see it next to the new head sculpt.
Yeah. I
It
suppose
is
so, yeah.
way off.
Yeah, I see. Early images, they made it look like the new one had really dark circles underneath his eyes, but it's not necessarily
Mm-mm.
the case.
No,
But one
mine
thing
doesn't
that
have.
is a little teensy bit annoying, and I know this is just it's Hasbro's never going to do it, but still, Moff Gideon was a shorter dude,
Mhm.
and then when he got in that armor, he was like almost a foot taller than he was in real life. But you see, they're not going to do that here. They don't have time for that. No one's not going to make a new mold or put on new legs, different legs.
You know, it's funny because looking at the newer figure, he does have like platform shoes.
Yeah.
Let me go back to that. Let me look at the side shot kind of sort of shows it. Let me go back to that one and kind of zoom the feet. So you see the soles of his boots is a little bit. Let me see if I get it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So he's got like platform shoes,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make him any taller compared to his older figure. But the older figure has them too.
Yeah, that's the thing that I find annoying. Like, because he was pretty short, but I mean, yeah,
Oh yeah, he's not a tall guy.
yeah. But when he landed in that armor, he was like as tall, if not, no, he was at least as tall as um the Ham, the heavy metal guy, heavy armor.
Heavy Mando.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the heavy Mando. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, Paz Vizsla, that's his
yeah,
name,
yeah,
or Ta some Vizsla. He's a Vizsla,
yeah.
but yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
I kind of like the new armor on him, but
yeah. So overall, looks wise, I'd probably I'd give it probably a 7 out of 10.
yeah.
Um, functionality, there's still no thigh swivel.
Are
There's
you kidding me?
no, I'm
Still,
not. Yeah,
jeez.
no,
No,
just
is there
like
a boot cut or
there's no boot cut, there's no
what?
thigh swivel, there's no ankle cut. You get for the ankle, you get the back and forth and the rocker, and that's it. The only side to side you get out of any of the legs is in the knees because they're single jointed and they're on that single, kind of disc pivot.
Mm,
And I'm knocking it down a little bit because the knee pads are not connected to the knees, they're connected to the thighs. So when you bend him at the kneecap stays with the thigh instead of going down with the lower leg. So it looks really odd
oh yeah.
when you bend his legs. So I'm
Hmm,
docking a few points off of that,
for sure. Yeah.
and you can't remove the cape. So I would almost prefer him in this without a cape because the cape and a jetpack just does not make sense to me
Hey,
at all in any universe here or
superheroes
far,
don't
far
wear
away.
capes.
Yeah,
I'm wearing
exactly.
Edna Mode's shirt. No capes.
So my second find, let me make sure I've got the right slide here. My second find, which I was really excited about, was this guy.
Oh, dude,
So
that's amazing.
this is Phase One Rex.
Yeah.
So this is him in his shiny armor, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
Which we all know Rex don't stay shiny for long.
Yeah,
So
for
this
sure.
one, so I mean, we all know that the Moff Gideon in dark armor that's from the Mandalorian wave.
Yeah.
This one says it is from where is it? Star Wars Ahsoka. So this one's from the Ahsoka show from that flashback.
Okay. Yeah.
So they did release a previous figure of him, a couple versions actually. That original version was him in his like custom Phase 3 armor or whatever. And then of course they did one for the Bad Batch, and I've got that one somewhere, and remembered way too late, and I'm not sure where I put him. But
Is that the
this
one with the
is,
cloak?
yes, the one with the cloak.
Okay, yeah.
But this is on a completely new body. So this is on a very much improved frame here. It's got a lot better articulation. It's a lot more posable. The I forget the official name of them, but that like skirting kind of thing around his waist, that's hard plastic in this situation. It's not solid goods like the other releases that they've done. So it's a little bit of a change, but aesthetically for the figure itself, I think it works. It does not really hinder articulation at all.
That's good.
Of course, the helmet is removable, and one thing I do have to say, I always saw Rex in the animated Clone Wars show as just being bald headed. I never
Yeah.
saw him as blonde.
Right.
So when the figures came out and we've got this dude with blonde, yellow ass blonde hair, I'm going,
Right.
wait a minute.
I know.
Because he just looks bald
He
in the
does.
animated show to me, but I guess
think
it's just short stubbled blonde for some reason.
I don't know. That I always thought he was bald too.
Yeah, I would probably prefer him to be bald, to be honest with you.
Right,
It just
right.
this looks so strange to me.
It does, yeah.
But yeah, no. So I did pull my original one down for some side by side comparison here. So, of course, the original being on the left here with a much more pale blonde hair color.
Yeah.
And I tried to get the heads themselves side by side a little closer to see if it was the exact same head sculpt or if it was different. And it looks to me, I mean, as similar as they look, just a different paint job. I really do think it's a new head sculpt because the new one is much. It's either, wait, is the new one or the old one a little bit slimmer? I think the old one is a little slimmer, and the new one has more of a baby face. It's more rounded at the bottom. The jawline or whatever is a little bit more rounded.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these are definitely on two different bodies here. That original one has, double jointed elbows and knees, which, some people are a fan of that, and I'm not knocking them. And I own that figure, that these are mine. These are my pictures here. But it always bugged me because they just didn't feel like they moved right. Like they're very clunky, they didn't, you can only pose them in so many ways or whatever. But these new bodies, even though they have single joints, they move so damn well. That torso diaphragm cut there, I mean, it's got a great range of movement. You can go way back and way forward. One of the things that I'm glad they started doing with the clone troopers is the knee pads are not glued down to the thigh or the knee. They free float, so it doesn't really interfere with posing. If you want to put them in particular poses or whatever, you just you move that padding around to where it should naturally be when posing those new bodies.
Okay, nice.
And I really like that. My only gripe about the figure itself is his pauldron. That's not glued down. It moves around something fierce, and it gets real fidgety. That's really my only gripe about this particular figure. And I did, just for fun, I put the old helmet on the new body. Of course, the pauldrons are different. Let me backtrack here one. So, looking at some of the details and everything, you see that his newer figure has just that basic type of pauldron, and then as he ages, as he gets older, as he ranks up, and as he changes his armor, he's got that more kind of defined attributes to the pauldron. But I also want to mention here, it's funny, these these trooper figures like this, they're based off of an animated look, but they're supposed to represent like real life armor.
Yeah.
And they've got, because I mean, if you go and you look at each of the versions of the armor from all of the movies, all of the shows, and whatever, each one has differences that, like, the Black Series creators just kind of take all that detail and all that information and just kind of mash them up, and they just kind of make whatever. So it's not, accurate to any one thing, any one source, which some people like that and some people don't. But
Yeah.
you take it, however you will. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I did show that one. Here's an example of, okay, that old figure can't do this pose.
Nice.
You cannot get him to drop down on one knee with the older figure. Even though it's got double jointed knees, he cannot get in that pose and look natural. That's about as natural as I could make him.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, these guys can move. There's a couple of different angles. So articulation wise, he's got bicep swivel, which
nice.
So like a lot of the Star Wars figures don't have that. So he's got bicep swivel up here. So that adds to the articulation. He does have thigh swivel also.
Wow. Okay.
Still no, like a boot cut or ankle, side to side or anything. They can go back and forth, and they've got the tilt thing. So again, you're limited to what the knee can do, but still, you can get him into a lot of great poses.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably one of the better ones. So, and that's iconic. So
yeah. And then, here's running balanced on one foot. Just kind of, proof here. I'm not propping him up on nothing, no strings. Let's see. But yeah, no, really solid figure. I really like this one. I hope we get an updated version in his Phase 3 custom armor. And I say custom armor because he doesn't have that typical Phase 3 helmet or chest plate. It's a little bit different. He, in his character history, if you go deep enough into it, you can read about it. He prefers certain aspects of that Phase 1 visor. Okay. So those kind of odd looking lines that you see, it'll be easier if I talk about that with him on camera. Let me go back to this picture here. So if you see like all the little gold looking lines and stuff on his armor, those are weld marks where he chopped up his Phase 3 armor and incorporated certain aspects of the Phase 1 armor into his gear.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was interesting, because I didn't even put two and two together until I started digging into the character and was reading about him. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That's why his looks so different from everybody.
Right.
But yeah, no, solid figure, moves really great. I love it. This one's probably a 9 out of 10 for me. He's an awesome figure. I love the clones. I love those armored figures, the stormtroopers, clone troopers, all of that. I love them.
Yep.
And I love them on this body. It's a fantastic figure.
Yeah.
My next pickup is this guy.
Nice.
So, another clone trooper. This one is Cody. And this box was really hard to photograph. My lights were playing hell with trying to get this shot. So I couldn't do a straight on shot. But he is a badass figure. And let me tell you what, this guy has shelf presence written all over him. That is just him straight out of the box with his blaster and just he's just I'm at a loss for words here how awesome I think this figure is.
Nice.
He does come with the single blaster and the removable helmet, and then he does come with another little accessory, and we'll get into that here in a second. But yeah, just a joy to pose. He has the same exact articulation as the as Rex did.
Mm-hmm.
So they're built on very similar bodies. This, of course, is not a Phase 1 armor. This is a Phase 3.
Yeah.
He's got that, upgraded helmet. But yeah, here he's got, the blaster pulled up. Give a different angle here so you can see just. And they've got a really great range of motion that they can actually reach across their torso.
That's awesome.
And of course, those bicep swivels also help with that, but they've got butterfly joints in the shoulders so they can come forward a little bit. And that torso isn't a hard torso. That's an overlay. So it's got a little bit of give to it too. So it can, kind of get out of the way whenever you're trying to pose.
Nice.
And then, of course, we get the cool portrait. Oh, excuse me.
More normal looking hair.
Right. Which, I mean, that's got Cody written all over it.
Right.
That's how he's depicted anyway.
Yep.
And then here's a side-by-side of the old figure, which I despised from day one. Of course, that's the one that's on the left. His legs, I heated them up to almost melting point, and I could not straighten his legs out. He's got that weird bow-legged pigeon-toed thing going on. That's just irritated me from day one.
Yep, a lot of stormtroopers have that too.
Yeah, and but it was the only Cody, so I just had to live with it. And he loved to fall over on the shelf, and I just couldn't keep him standing. So the last time he fell, I said, "Fuck it, dude, you're on your back. I don't care." So that's why his little shoulder antenna thing is kind of bent in this picture here. But you can see the newer figure is much. He's like thicker. He's like bulkier, and I really like that look. These, even though I say that these newer ones, I think the forearms are still a little thin. I'd like to see those bulked up a little bit because they're supposed to be guys in armor. That the size that they are, that to me should be the size of what their arm is.
Right.
So the armor needs to be a little bit bigger to slip your arm in.
Yeah.
So they kind of have skinny forearms to me, but I'll live with it. I don't have to change everything. Of course, the old one, the original one, did not have a removable helmet, and this one does. And I think there's going to be people that's going to say, "Oh, well, the helmet looks too big." No, I think the helmet looks appropriately sized here because it's got a head that's supposed to go in it.
Right. Right.
The helmet's not supposed to be the size of your head. So
it needs a human to go inside.
Right. It only makes sense that way. So again, the new one only came with the standard clone blaster, whereas the old one came with that huge rifle.
Mm-hmm.
So mine is going to be getting the new one's going to be getting the rifle. I don't. Nice. So that old one's getting retired and going to be shoved in a box and probably sold off. I don't know, whatever. But this new one is so much better.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. And then I like this pose for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's got the standard blaster he can use, but he can drop it and go for the big guns at any time.
Yep.
So, and then I had mentioned the other little accessory that he comes with, which is, of course, a little Palpatine to give the order 66. Yeah, there you go. So I had to recreate that shot, So, and it's cool because you can't tell from the photo, but he's like, so if you've ever had any 3D printed parts in your hand, and they've got like ridges in them because somebody did a really shitty print job. Like that little Palpatine hologram has those little ridges in it. But like, now hear me out. Like whenever you're watching the movies or whatever, they've got like those lines in them.
Yeah.
So it's accurate. So
right.
I love that little detail. Whoops.
That's awesome.
Back here. Yeah, no, I love that little detail. And I think it's great. Like here, you can really see him a little bit better in this shot.
Oh wow.
So let me click on him and get him. Yeah, so like, yeah, see.
Oh dude, that's sick.
Yeah, it's got those little ridges and stuff in it. It's awesome.
Love it. That is so awesome.
Whoa. Forgive me, my images are doing that weird thing again where it's trying to go super small on me. Let's see. Oh, yep. Nope. I have totally screwed something up. I pushed something again, but at least now I know how to zoom. And then, of course, I've got him with some of the troopers that they released. God, I don't know, what, a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I want to say it was last year, the year before.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And
I remember I found them and sent them to you.
I just realized one of them's got a oddball placed knee pad. I just noticed that. Dang it! But that's what I mean. His knee pad's also free float, so they're not just stuck glued to wherever they go. Was it an Amazon exclusive? Was that it?
I want to say it was Walgreens. Or maybe it was Amazon. I don't know. It was either Amazon or Walgreens.
One of them was Amazon, and I don't remember.
It must have been that one because I actually managed to get it. I rarely managed to get to a Walgreens, so yeah.
Okay, I have screwed up all of my images for somehow, so you're gonna have to bear with me here. To try and get them back. I don't know what I pushed, but it like shrunk everything super small. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get it back. So the rest of the stuff that I was going to share, I'm not going to be able to do. That really stinks. So this happened once before on a show. And it was just lost. So give me a second to log back in here.
It was lost to me.
Let me see if it'll...
Oh.
Yeah, it's not even letting me log in. Okay, wait a minute. Maybe, nope. It's still super shrunk, super small.
What's the problem?
And I don't know how to get it back.
How do you get what back? What are you trying to get back? What?
All of the rest of my pictures for the show. I did something when I was in between pictures. I hit something, and I don't know what I hit.
So you had them on like a slideshow?
No, it's separate windows.
Hey, Abby, how's it going?
Hey,
yeah, just open it back up and try again, man.
Yeah, I'm trying that, but whatever I did, it's my computer itself, so it's not the website.
Okay. Then I will leave you alone.
I am going to I'm going to try something here. So if I disappear, I will be right back.
Alrighty. I didn't get anything new, but I pulled this off of the shelf because it was just hanging out up there. And I was like, yeah, this is fun.
Oh, yeah, the Plunderling.
Little Plunderling. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to set him right here on my box because he's fun and I like to look at him. So. Hello. He looks like a little Stitch, which my house is full of right now. So I imagine this is just a 624 or a 627 or something like that. But anyway, that's that. We also have Skeletor, who doesn't like this funny business. You royal boob.
Your time is up, He-Man.
Exactly.
What's up? I figured I'd hang out with you till he comes back.
Yeah.
You know. Trying to think of anything like close that I could show you. Anything new that I could show you. Let me see. Oh. Do you got one of these? Let me show you this. Do you got one of these?
I do.
Do you got an older Sagi? This is an
I
old one.
have an old one and a new one right here on my desk.
Nice. Yes. Yeah, that one's kind of new, huh? Because this old one, you see that face? It's the old turtle face, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Mm-hmm. Let me see what else.
I carried that around with me all the time.
Oh. You see these gold Star Wars? Oh, come on, man. I got to get rid of the damn. Got to get rid of that screen first, and I'll show you some Star Wars. Let me see. We got
Why
stuff.
not?
He's just gonna have to wait for me now. He's just gonna have to wait.
No, go ahead. That gives me time because what I did actually it completely knocked me off. So I'm like, oh crap.
He just
Take it away, Pops.
Hold on. I gotta turn off my background though so you guys can see this stuff. What do you guys know about the gold Star Wars figures?
Not much. I know that they exist.
Oh yeah, check it out.
Awesome.
And these are, I don't know.
Back up.
2019. No, it's not 2019 because that's what year the movie, or that's what year. Hold up, something. I need my glasses. There was something weird about these. They had a date on them that didn't make sense. Hold on. Okay, yeah, on the back it says 2019, but it says Rise of the Skywalker right above it.
Oh.
You see it, right?
Yeah.
So it's talking about that movie, and it's got the droids. Obviously, it's got the other droid too. The droids.
Yeah, BB-8 or whatever. Yeah.
BB-8. Yeah. Okay, so you got the droids, and you got Darth and a stormtrooper.
Nice.
You know, and this one commemorates 1977, A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
See, so each one like kind of represents a different movie. Like, okay, so this one's from 1983. What do you think that one represents?
Yeah.
If you got you got Luke and Chewbacca, must be Empire Strikes Back, right? Or Return of the Jedi, one of the two.
Yeah, it's Return of the Jedi, yeah.
Yeah.
1983.
And
hey, Matt, how's it going?
Not least, we have a 2015. You got them newbies, Poe and
Finn, yeah.
Finn. Yeah. So let me tell you what, when they're all gold, they're all equal. It's all fun. People have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay,
yeah.
so you can have it back now, John.
No, I'm still struggling. Like I've pushed something and I can't even I can't close the window that I'm in to get back to see the show. I don't know what I've done.
Wow. You really messed it up, huh?
Yeah, I did.
I'm not sure I know how to help you out of that one.
Yeah.
I'm fumbling big time here.
It's all good.
Let me try something else.
And then, okay, since he's still not back, we got one more. Check out
Oh, nice. Lady Death. Yeah.
the old lady death. What year was this from? Let me see. This is from 97, guys.
Nice.
1997, Lady Death.
Does she have her big scythe, or is it just the sword?
It's just the sword.
Oh, nice.
The blue cape, the sword, I never liked the shield or whatever the hell that's supposed to be. I just thought that. But the rest of it, I mean, it's Lady Death, right?
Yep.
Gotta love it.
Yep.
Love it. Sculpted by Clayburn Moore. Do you guys know Clayburn Moore?
Yep. I am familiar.
I kind of figured you would be. That's why I said, see, I know my people.
Yep.
I actually have the Wizard magazine that showed him sculpting that wave of figures.
Really? See, now
Yes.
that's cooler. That's almost cooler than happening.
Yeah.
And
Just
I
saying.
believe I have all of those because that set includes the Lady Death. There's a Lady Demon where she's like a tan color with the big horns.
And
There's Purgatory
Yeah.
and Evil Ernie.
And I got all them comic books too. Like tons of Lady Death and Evil Ernie and Purgatory and all kinds of that Brian Polito stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with Lady Death as I became acquainted with Vampirella. Oh my gosh. My kid's cartoon is popping in my head. Oh geez.
I can't help you with that.
Vampy's history is a little different.
Yeah.
I mean, our boy Brian, his stuff would have been a lot more prevalent if he hadn't have had to fight for it for years.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he had to fight to get the rights to actually do anything with that property, you know, after the mess that happened to Chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, if he had been popping this stuff out the whole time with no mess, Evil Ernie and everything was still his, can you imagine where Coffin would be? Whoa.
No. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy how people, I don't know.
How people like, you know, just use other people's IPs and
Yeah.
without permission and just that. Yeah. It does kind of suck.
I find myself in those kind of predicaments more times than I'd like to.
I had somebody draw me in a parody, and it's actually supposed to be me. It's not a parody. And they're flirting with a little mess. I'm just saying it out loud right now.
You're in Dalton? That's cool.
Hi, Angelina.
You're roughly my neighbor, essentially.
Cool. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Zombie, you're just going to have to rough it and show stuff with your bare hands, bro.
I'm back. No, the things that I couldn't show stuff with my bare hands. I'm grateful you popped in because I was trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do.
I always got you guys, man. You're good. I'm going to get out of here, though, if you're ready. Right?
Yep. I got my next thing queued up.
All right.
Thanks, Pops. Oh, pardon our technical difficulties.
Yeah, it happens. It is not a show without a technical difficulty at some point.
Right. We need like a special screen to pull up whenever we're having them.
Stay tuned.
Freakazoid had the best one. That cartoon had the freaking best one for technical difficulties. I laughed so hard because it was like they did it right before the intro for the show. And I was like, that is brilliant. That is so brilliant because it came on And you know how they, like the thing, there'll be a screen that says, pardon us, we're having technical difficulties, but they didn't say it right. They said something like technical difficulties, and you hear Freakazoid in the back going, "No, don't push that button." It was brilliant.
We need to do our own skit like that, where we record something like that, so that way we have it. We also need to record something else, promo for something that I'll tell you about later at some point. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Is this like a surprise kind of thing, or?
No.
That's a surprise to me. Surprise!
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't know. Okay, where did we leave off? Okay.
In stock sale.
Yeah, we're talking. Okay, so the Horsemen dropped this on us. I don't know what day. I get my days so mixed up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's besides the point. So they made the announcement, and my stupid ass, when I saw this, I read it as, oh, they're going to have an in-stock sale on Tuesday. And then I read it again, like last night. I'm going, oh, no, that says Thursday. So I don't know. They both start with T.
Turds Day.
So Thursday at, I think it was 10 a.m. Eastern time, I want to say.
Okay.
I don't know. Around that time. Be prepared. So these are all in-stock items. I want to make real quick, just say this is the second drop for Ganesha. So if you didn't get Ganesha the first time and you've seen everybody's pictures and you like it and you regret missing it, now's your chance to grab one. Yeah. They also have the ATL 25 guy. That's the one right next to him. That was the show premiere version.
This one right here.
For Toylanta. Yeah, Toylanta. And then also the Headhunter for the whatever. I don't know what the name of the subset is. It's that, like, they usually do those for PowerCon and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. So there's a chance to get those.
Headhunter. No.
Yeah, it's Headhunter, but it's like Beast something. Yeah. Beast Warrior Beasts, or
I think it's Warrior Beast, something like that.
So so there's a chance to get those. That's the this is the drop, the in-store drop that they were talking about. If you can't get to the show, now's your chance to get those figures. Of course, those will be missing a couple of pieces. Because this is something that they're really starting to do now. They're putting extra pieces in the figures for those that are able to attend the show. It's kind of an incentive. Get your ass to the show if you want all these neat little pieces that goes with them. So these figures offered through the store will not have those little extra goodies with them. The extra goodies.
Well, guess what? My broke ass can't make it to the shows.
I know, but hey, it's good to have friends, like the ones in the comments that maybe go to these shows, drop them a line going, hey, can you get this for me? I'll show it on the show and mention you.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but the rest of them are figures that they've offered before. This is just kind of like their warehouse finds kind of stuff. So they're going to have more of certain ones than others.
Right.
I see the previous year's PowerCon exclusives up there hiding in that top row. Let me get over here to the picture and all. So you got this guy here, the big blue one with the 4 arms. So he's like that web store type of tribute. And then here you've got like the Stratos. So if you're into the Motu stuff, these are the tributes. Some of the tributes to those, they're going to be available again.
Yep.
So go grab some figures this Thursday or not, whatever. They've got payment plans. If you can't just pay right out. So it's through, I think, a firm. I think it is. Yeah. So depending on what you order, how much you order, it breaks your payments down to more manageable type of, bi-weekly, monthly payments, however it comes out to.
Hey.
And then I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, nothing. We have a comment. Yay, comic shop. Shout out to Fantasy Factory and Battlegrounds. I'm familiar with Battlegrounds. I'm not too familiar with Fantasy Factory, though. I'll be interested to hear about that.
Nice. So they shared with us the new exclusives. Well, I don't want to say exclusives because they don't use the word exclusives. The
Yeah.
New, con show premiere debut, however you want to label it, for this coming Legions Con. So this is not all of them. This is just the first set. Okay, and they're calling it kind of the tale of the crossroads. There's a whole story you can read up on it if you go to sourcehorseman.com. It's there on the front page. You click on one of the two articles that they've got up there, and you can read a little bit more on it. I'm not going to bore you with all of that. Not that it's boring, but it's a lot to read.
Yeah,
it's a lot to read, and we're already an hour into the show,
and we're not big readers.
And I can do it. I just don't think anybody would want me to.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Look at the pretty pictures, okay? So this is the first one that they showed off. It's very much a grungy, dirty knight type of character, and I love it. It's got that weathered armor look. He's got heavy armor on. Just a general badass all-around looking figure.
Yep, that's definitely one that I want. And guess what? That they're using. No, let me have it. Let me have it. Oh no!
Them there.
That's the same sword that you sent this Valiant Knight to me with.
Yeah.
It's just like
yeah.
Yeah.
So and what they usually do with these Legions Con figures, I'm going to go ahead and say it right now, is they pack in so many extra parts. It's a plethora, a treasure trove of parts. These figures are meant to be pulled apart and reconfigured and rearranged to where you can make them look however you want, and you're not just stuck with the parts they came with. If you've got other figures from the line, you can mix and match with those parts too.
Yep.
The possibilities are endless. But we're going to talk about what's included with these sets.
Yeah.
So that was the first image that they showed. This was the second. Now, this is not a completely separate figure. This is the figure from the first image that I shared with you with different parts added to it.
Yeah.
Kind of what I was trying to explain. You can pull these apart and put other armor bits and pieces on it. And of course, here you see he's got a skeleton type of head, a skull face going on.
Yeah.
This is the loadout. This is what's going to come in the box with this figure. This is all of the stuff that's going to come with it. Everything. It's all in the box. There's that extra torso, the armored skeleton head. You'll see a couple of other helmets in there. Now, those are the pieces that are going to be only available in the boxes that come from Legions Con, whether you can attend or not. If you've got somebody that can hook you up with these, this is everything that's going to come in that box.
Nice.
The pieces that are exclusive, to my understanding, is this little faceplate, the dude with the red eyes, and then this winged helmet here on the side.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
The regular release will not have those. Now, I believe this zombie head and neck, this green, yellow.
Yeah, it's like the scaphoid color. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Now, those that might not be familiar with the line, I wasn't going to say that, but there is a green skeleton figure from the past. His name's Scaphoid. Those are the colors. So if you've got that older figure, if you know what I'm talking about, you can put these on that older figure to kind of spruce up an older figure, so to speak, or put them on this new body and have a completely new Scaphoid character.
Yeah. And it's just a state of decay, That would be cool.
And I believe that's going to come standard with just the regular release when they offer this in the store, kind of like how they're going to offer those other ones this coming Thursday. These figures will eventually get released in the store, just missing a few pieces. Again, they're doing that as an incentive to, for the people that actually go to the convention. You'll get those extra pieces. Now, I will say, Jeremy did announce there will be no price difference. They have not announced what the price will be for this set yet. But regardless, if you get this set from the show or if you wait to buy it from the store, they're going to be the same price, even though they're going to be missing a couple of those pieces. And they did that for two reasons. They said because they noticed that a lot of people were saying at the convention, yeah, it's cool and all, but I'll wait and save a few bucks and get it when y'all put it in the store. The reason why they do these show figures like this is to also help kind of fund the convention. So when the attendees don't buy them, that kind of hurts in a way, funding wise.
Yeah.
So that's why they said, well, we're not, these figures are going to be the same price whether you get them at the convention or if you buy them later in the store. You just won't get those extra heads or the extra gear whenever you buy them from the store. So with all of that being said, all that red tape, here's just some of the other images that they've shown of some of the different configurations that you can do. Of course, here is that basic kind of standard look for this one night.
Yeah, I love that loin and how it's like two different partially steel, part leather, part fabric, whatever it has going on there. It looks great.
And this is not the first time we've seen this. So these came on, so that loin guard has come out twice. It's come on the Centaur that they released about a year ago, 2 years ago, actually 2 years ago. And then we saw it again on the Mythic Waltor the Mad figure.
Both figures I don't have, so it makes sense that I didn't recognize
it. The waist armor with the hard plastic skirting that comes down. I say hard plastic, it gives. It's a soft plastic. It's just not. It's not soft goods. That originally was only released on the Centaur figure, but it's been reworked here to fit on one of these 1.0 bodies. And the part that was reworked was the backside of it above the buttocks on the buttocks on the on the ass above his ass. On the Centaur, it had to be curved a little bit to fit on that horse body. And from seeing the turnarounds on this is not that same piece. So it's the same, but it's not the same. So they went back, they went to the 3D renders and they made it like a regular piece of armor that you'd see on one of the Knight figures. So it fits better.
That's awesome.
And then here's the build for the the skeleton guy. Again, same body. You got the same arms, the same legs, but he's got a different waist armor piece, a different loin guard, and then of course a different torso.
Yeah.
This torso was first seen on the Poxus figure. So if you are familiar with the Poxus character, that was the first time that torso was released. And then this showcases, also a different mix of some of those armor pieces. Again, they swapped over the loin guard for the other one, but then you see that that head.
Yeah.
Or actually, it's not. Is it? No, because that's the head that had the skull in it. So it's the face plate.
Yeah.
So that's the faceplate. And this is kind of reminiscent of another character that they released a couple of years ago, Lady Averona. Let me move the cursor off of his face. She had that kind of dark circles around the eyes with the completely red eyes. So that's kind of a neat little nod to maybe another family member of that particular clan or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And then they also do, faceplate only available at Legion's Con. So, of course, they're covering their bases. Let's see. Here is a shot of that scaphoid head.
Yeah.
I love all of the weathering that they did on these pieces. They're not, they look lived in. They've seen battle. They've seen, they're aged. They're not shiny. I can just
imagine.
They look great.
I can just imagine that body decaying and the armor falling off, and then he's standing there as Scaphoid, you know, like that's sick.
And then, of course, you've got this other badass looking Dark Knight that you can put together with that wing helmet. Those wings are removable. It's interesting because every Legions Con to date has had this style helmet released in some form or fashion with one of the figures that they debut at the convention. So
Nice.
it's kind of a unspoken tradition, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
It
so.
looks great here, and this is the version 2 of that particular helmet. It's got all the added little extra details and stuff in it. So all of that comes in one box. You can make any combination of any of these with those two figures. I mean, with that one figure. Sorry, one figure. It's not a 2-pack. It's one figure.
This is Legions Con takes place in New Jersey, right?
Yes.
And in November. Yeah.
Yes. And the dates kind of float. It depends. And I don't know if they've announced what the dates are for this year. They probably have, and I don't remember them off the top of my head. But it's usually the first weekend in November. So take that, however you want to take that.
Yeah.
It's a little far for me to make that trek. So and then here is the second offering. So this is a completely separate figure from the first one that we showed. She's going to be
7th and 9th.
Completely separate box. Okay.
2025.
November 7th and 9th.
Yeah.
7th through 9th.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the reason why they have 3 days there is they do a little mini convention inside of Legions Con called G-Con. And that is where they announce their next big wave of figures. And they do stream that live. So if you tune into the Four Horsemen's channel on YouTube, don't quote me on what the channel's name is. Just look up Four Horsemen Studios on YouTube and you'll probably find it. But yeah, they stream that live if you want to watch it live, or if you just want to kind of backtrack and see what all the fuss is about. You can see the past reveals for G-Con during Legions Con to kind of get an idea about what it is, what they do there. But this is another of the figures that they're going to premiere at this year's Legions Con. And this is kind of like that dark fairy kind of feel to it. This is almost 100% the Ghost of Christmas Past figure with a different torso and a few different, armor pieces and whatnot. But that's awesome because you get a completely different look for it. It's
one is all white and innocent, and then you have this one that looks like it's gonna do harm to you.
So, well, you mentioned the color. This is actually the same color. I do have confirmation here from Jeremy. The skin tone on this one is the same color as Alithia and Wraith Haler. So there's pop and swap possibilities right off the top of the bat there for anybody that gets these figures. But just like the first one, it does come with alternate parts, of course, so that you can make another character out of it.
I love her cloak, cape thing, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And she's got a whip. Oh, she's gonna be naughty. Oh boy.
No, she's not the naughty one. You're the naughty one. That's what the whip is for. No, but you mentioned the cloak. So the cloak will be wired soft goods, and this is one of the cloaks that came on. I think it was Ias Cypidian, one of the it's kind of a tongue twister to say. One of the cosmic aliens. They look like the Greys. So it's the same. It's the same. I don't sew. What am I looking for? It's the same pattern.
Form factor. Yeah.
So it's the same pattern, but this one's black, of course, whereas his was like I don't know. It was like a blue, navy blue, or red, or I don't know. Right off the top of my head, I don't know. So it's got that just massive hood that you can pull over the head.
Yeah. Dude's got a long neck, so.
Well, I mean, no, just even on her. So
Oh yeah, I know.
it's not like some of the other hoods they've done so far where it's kind of tight close to the head. This one is huge.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it looks great. Here's the loadout she's going to come with. So, you see some of the other heads on the side. Those are going to be the, again, Legion's Con exclusive heads that you can only get if you attend the show and buy those there. Yeah, she comes with much different parts than our night guy.
Yeah.
And then
so,
here's
real quick.
Yeah.
It looks brown on top of the head of the other one in the picture. What is that?
Oh, it's a skull. It's some type of creature skull.
Okay.
So you're talking about, let me hop back over to my picture. So you're talking about this head right here.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like something was on or a mask or something. Yeah, so that is sick. That looks awesome.
This is an older head, very hard to come by. It's from the Advent of Decay wave. So that was their second Mythic Legions Kickstarter that they ever did. Yeah. And this was Queen Urxa. So she was an orc. And I've always thought that skull that's on top of her head looks like it would be a bog goblin skull. And I've never been able to get Eric or Jeremy or anybody to confirm that. But to me, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Let me try not to screw up all of my stuff here like last time. Yeah, no, it's really cool. And she comes with another scaphoid zombie head.
Yeah.
And it fits inside, did we show that on the other picture? Yeah. So you can kind of sort of see him down here let me go back here. In the other picture here, it's just kind of sitting in the bottom of that cage. But she comes with this little staff topper that you see right here.
Uh-huh.
It just looks like a little chunk of wood with a ball on the end of it. Yeah. So that that will fit inside this cage. Pardon me.
And you could put the head on top, and the thing snaps in all together. So that's cool.
So it elevates it up.
Yeah.
Man, my throat, it just got really dry. So that piece is also very hard to come by. That little wooden staff topper.
Yeah. And
one thing that surprised me about the staff, so it's segmented. It will come apart here about, where all this little metal work is. If you come down, that separates. So all of these will plug into that one staff to give it very different looks. And I was not aware that the big shepherd's hook staff that have come out with Father Christmas, it's come with I think the Iosipidian figure from Cosmic, the gray alien we just mentioned. It came with that figure. I did not know that separated. I thought it was one solid piece. So when I saw this, I'm like, what? Where was I? How did I miss that notification?
Right.
So that was really cool. And then again, you can do all kinds of mix and matches within this set. And then, of course, if you've got so she is a 2.0 body. So she's on a smaller frame. Mm-hmm. So, but if you've got, a Thrace figure and you want Thrace to have bare arms and bare legs, you can, these will match. You can do that. They just pop out, pop them in. And then here is a shot that shows where I mentioned that zombie head on top of the little chunk of wood there inside the cage, and then that kind of shepherd's hook on its staff.
Yeah.
That's the picture that made me, I'd seen the loadout picture. This is the picture that made me go, wait a minute. That piece comes off. Like, God, where was I? You know?
I think both of these figures look absolutely great.
Yeah.
I would
And then-
buy them both if I could.
And then here's a shot with, of course, this is I think it's Ziri Serpenspire head. That's also from
Yeah.
Cosmic Legions, but
Mhm.
again, painted here to use if you don't like either of the other heads. You know, you can pop this one on her.
Yeah.
And then, of course, last but not least, we'll hop over to the Queen Urxa orc head, which this works great if you're into orcs, if you're into that, you know, those types of characters for, clan building and all this. This works great for like a shaman type of setup.
Heck yeah, it does.
She could still be an orc. She's definitely got the tusks and everything. So,
Mhm.
you know, somebody might be going, oh, you know, it's gray. It's kind of this ashy color or whatever. No, it totally works for a shaman type of character.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. I mean, yeah. Anyway.
And then, of course, you know, the staff here, it's got that other wood chunk with the zombie head sitting on top of it. And that zombie head will work on the knight that we showed previously. So that head will fit on that dark, gritty knight.
Yeah.
So that's cool too. So right there, even parts interchangeable between just those.
Yep.
So again, that is the Legions Con premiere figures. Just some of them now. There's going to be more. There's more.
But there's more.
Yeah, they haven't revealed them yet, but there will be more.
Oh,
And now for something completely different.
my wallet is weeping already. Oh,
I cannot not say something about this figure. So before I get into it, Dustin, do you want to share your thoughts? Do you know anything about this figure?
No, but immediately it looks like a knockoff of Four Horsemen. But also,
so it's not.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just saying with the flames and the flaming tail and stuff like that. That's what I first think of. But immediately I get the vibe of oh, this should be Scareglow's mount.
So I'm going to start out by saying this is a 25-year-old figure. Now, the horse might not be 25-year-old, but the Spawn figure itself definitely is. So here's what's in the box. That is not a new sculpt of anything on that Spawn figure.
Jeez.
I have the original. It came out in 2005. No, 2000. It came out in the year 2000. It is a 25-year-old figure. Yeah.
Jeez.
So, and this is not the horse that was released in that wave. This is not Thunderhoof by any stretch. And I'm sorry if that's what they're calling this horse now. That is not Thunderhoof. Thunderhoof is a beast of a horse with badass looking armor on it.
Oh.
If you don't believe me, look it up. I cannot believe that they are re-releasing a 25-year-old figure. And this is probably the horse from the Witcher to like build a horse. Oh, shut up, you jackass. It's loud car. The Witcher build a horse thing that they did or whatever, or maybe it's one from a Batman wave that they did or something. I don't know. I cannot believe. I'm in disbelief that McFarlane is doing this. Like, he didn't even bother trying to make a new Spawn figure.
Well, I mean, he did just lose the license for DC stuff, so he's probably scrambling like, oh, I guess I'll throw this thing out.
Yeah, I mean, it's by today's standards. I mean, this looks terrible.
Yeah.
And this is just one version. This is the GameStop exclusive version.
Oh.
So,
You mean we're going to see more of these?
I am beyond disbelief at this point that this is actually happening. Like, so here is the, I guess, the release that's going to be, I don't know, I don't know. It's very confusing. Let me just show you. So this one says GameStop. So maybe this is the GameStop. This is the original paint deco and everything for the figure right here. What we see. I have this figure. I could dig him out of storage and show it on camera. I have that figure. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Oh, well, McFarlane's into releasing all the old crap, and I don't know. Oh, well.
He comes with a horse, too. So, I don't get it. I won't be buying this for sure.
Yeah.
Like, this is a big swing and a miss for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but hey, he signed it. Doesn't that make a difference?
Yeah, I don't really give a shit. Like, I've got, honest to God, I have a $2 check signed by Todd McFarlane that I never cashed because so how I got it was I ordered something from their online store, but they ran out of whatever I ordered, so they emailed me back. It's like, hey, we can issue a refund if you want, or you could just like get some other stuff of equal value and then just pay the difference of whatever you go over. And I'm not going over. Are you fucking kidding me? So I'm like, I don't even remember what it was. It's that not important to me. But I said, you know what? Just fill in the rest of whatever's out of stock with the stands that you have. They were like basic black stands with one peg on it. So I figured I could get a lot of use out of that. I still have that box of stands, and I haven't even opened all of them. I used maybe 2 of those fucking stands, and I've got 50 of them. I'm like, oh God. But I have that check. Now, I don't know if I have it readily available, but I mean, I probably do. I do. It's right here. So, as a real check, as a real check with my name and Todd McFarlane's signature. And it's a $1 check.
Oh, okay.
So, how many of you bastards out there can say that? I've got a check from Todd McFarlane. Of course, I never cashed it, so I'm like, it's a fucking $1. What the hell? His signature alone is probably worth more than the $1.
Oh, who knows now? He practically gives it away with all of his crap that he has signed.
Yeah, but there are people. So people collect weird shit, right?
Yeah, I know.
Look at what Pops showed off. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Pops. I'm kidding.
Quit talking about me.
But no, seriously, there are people out there that collect checks signed by celebrities.
I wouldn't have cashed it either. I'd have kept
no,
that
right?
It was. Yeah, no doubt. I'd have kept it too.
I mean, at the time, I was big into the Spawn figures and stuff. So I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. That's kind of cool. So I do have a couple of figures that have been signed by him. So it's not like I didn't have his signature.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got it on a check.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of one of those things. It's like, how many people can say they've got that?
Yeah. Not many for sure.
I mean, to be honest, I told them to keep the dollar.
Let me tell you what. Anybody that did cash that, they weren't too bright. Not too bright. Just saying. That's even if you just cut the corner of the check off the freaking the autograph value. But yeah, on a check, that's a niche item.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a not lean, was it? Dude was trying to get a loan for a house. Ryan Sandberg, Chicago Cubs, and somehow I ended up with the application for the
What?
house that he was buying in Scottsdale with his signature on it. It was because I just collected weird shit, right?
See what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, just like anything, people. You collect anything, you never know. You never know.
Yep. He's right. You never know.
Why? Because you never know.
Whew. Boy, it always feels like I've run a marathon after these kind of things. There's so many pictures, and I had so much trouble. I'll get my shit together one day, but
Yeah.
not today.
Yeah, I say that all the time too. So look at me improving. I would say we have definitely improved since the first time we started live broadcasting. So there's that at least.
Man, I've missed so many of these comments. Yeah. So Matthew, if you're still here, yes, I do make custom figures. You can see a lot of my custom work right here on Instagram. If you go check me out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what did I miss? You got the Legions Con info.
Yep.
IshCon. So yeah, IshCon is May 16th and 18th. Or 16th through the 18th. Sorry, I've been bad about that tonight. Thank you, Abby, for bringing that up. So yeah, so that's coming up. IshCon's kind of like one of those little mini Legions Con kind of thing, But they offer a whole bunch of other stuff, not just Legions figures. So it's kind of, your typical convention with a bunch of stuff. Run by a really cool dude, Ish. He's really cool. I've bought stuff from him. I've traded with him before. Just all around fantastic guy. I can't think of anything else that's coming up because I'm fried.
Yeah.
It has been a long ass week.
Yeah, for sure.
So what you got?
I need to get heading too. So let's just wrap up things here. I mean, we are almost at hour and a half or something like that. I've got shows coming up. Tomorrow you'll find me interviewing John Dexter. And then Thursday comes before Friday. We'll be hanging out with Christopher Brown in their Slaughterville. Also, Slaughterville campaign is got about 34-ish hours left, and you can find that here. So go hit up this Kickstarter for the Slaughterville game. It is such a good game. We had a blast playing it, I mean, it is what it is. It speaks for itself. And it's, nothing to worry about. Like, you're not going to worry about, getting, insane tariffs and all that other stuff, because he does it all right in the U.S. So, and it's pretty much ready to go as soon as the campaign wraps up. So, that's cool. And then Friday, we'll be back here. Oh, I forgot to take the thing off the thing. Let's see. We'll be back here reviewing 13 Lives and Uprising. We are sort of in where is the freaking, here we go. We're sort of in a weird place where we're like, oh, hey, it's weird. We can
Really weird.
come up with another
Which movie Thursday night?
Thursday night. We'll do the 13 lives, maybe. Yeah.
And we do that over on Pilled. We let you guys join us,
Yep.
watch the whole movie with us, and then you
Yep.
understand where we get our ratings from. You'll hear our opinions during the movie sometimes, but
Yeah.
we have fun. And,
We do have fun.
And
Then
also,
Friday, we are. This is the rating scale that we are unofficial Baja Blast rating scale. So
I got a whole bunch of stuff I want to run down real fast because
go for it.
Fish Lee's launch party tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Steve Ditko, Amazing Heroes and Monsters Countdown tomorrow at 11 p.m.
Okay.
So we're going to start the day with the launch and we're going to end the day with the countdown. And then I think Wednesday I have another one. It's just all action this week, guys. Stay tuned to the channel. We're not going to, it's nonstop all week.
Right, it really is.
I have a con appearance coming up too at the end of the month, May 31st, June 1st. Hall of Heroes Comic Con at Elkhart, Indiana. And
Nice.
Jim Frickin Starlin's going to be there. I got me a big old stack of comics. All the Thanos, all the Infinity stuff, Warlock. That's all Jim Starlin, guys. I'm getting as many of them signed as I can. Hopefully he's nice to me. I'll be nice to him. I promise. But let me check my stuff real quick and see what that other one is. We have one more of that kind of show, a launch or something coming up. Let's see. Oh yeah, Dan Sin's countdown for Thunderzone Comics will be on the 12th.
Okay.
12 noon. Okay, so we won't have a Monday matinee on the 12th. We'll be doing a countdown for Dan Sin.
Yeah.
So it's all action around here, people. Pay attention. We ain't gonna stop.
Yeah, for sure. At this point, I feel like if we tried to stop, we would just end up rolling down the hill, and might as well roll gracefully by just doing it.
Yeah. We all have fun. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. But like I said, all week long we got stuff coming at you. So
Yep. And all right. Well, with that, any last words you want to say, Zombie?
Nope. Shut this shit down.
Thunder Nerds Ho.
Click on the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends, catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe.